Hello everyone, Andy here, and look at this totally inconspicuous wall floating in the middle of nowhere. um, yeah, you probably already guessed it, it's a hidden door thing, but I'm gonna take a little different approach on this. Normally people show off like 3 by 3 or 8 by 8 doors. I think it's more useful if you show off something that you would actually use in survival, because in survival really there's no need for an 8 by 8 door. Now, I'm not saying 8 by 8 doors are bad, they're really cool when you see what they can do, when you to see what people can make, but really in terms of usefulness, this is probably it. So the reason I'm doing this is because I haven't really seen people make videos about how to actually make a basic hidden piston door, and so this is what I'm going to be showing you. And just like that. So of course, I built this trying to have, as compact as possible, and I will walk you through the steps for building it, and then I'll show you a 2 by 2 one if you want. Now, the first time I did this, I was sort of confused with the wiring because I was also a noob at wiring. Actually, let me just get on with explaining it. Okay, so down here, below this pressure plate, the first one, is a bit of redstone dust. As you can see, it's an isolated one, which means it provides power to all four blocks around it. So once you power this from the pressure plate above, you power this block, and technically that block, but I'll get to that one later. You power this block, and here is Izuma Void's T flip-flop. Basically block, a torch on it, and then there's also a 4-tick repeater, and there's another, off that torch is another repeater pointing to that repeater, basically creating the repeater lock mechanism, pointing to this block. And below this block is a redstone wire. One is running to a torch here with a 3-tick delay, and another one is running to this torch. So let's go in terms of delay. This torch powers, let me come back around here, this block, which powers this torch, which powers this block, which powers this redstone. Now, here is the first part of it. So this will power the bottom piston. Right now it's powered, so when you step on the pressure plate, it'll unpower the bottom piston, and then the branch also runs up here, and it'll unpower the top piston. Now, if you're wondering why I didn't have it come up here, you'll figure that out later. So anyway, the second part is this part, and it's basically branching off this line, a 3-tick delay to a torch. This is the same as the other side, so it comes over here, and then up here we've got 2 redstone wire and repeaters, and these basically retract these 4 pistons. So basically what we have here is the wiring comes over here, turns this off so it pulls the block back, and then these 4 pistons pull that piston and the 2 blocks back. So if I step on it here, you can see, and that's it. Now, the extra wiring here is basically linking the second pressure plate on the opposite side to the, if I can get up here, navigation issues, to the T flip-flop, all the way over here. So, as you can see, I've got a ditch here so that it doesn't get powered by these 2 torches. And that's your basic survival door. Now, a problem some of you guys might run into, if you're newbies, if you're just not that great at redstone. So if you have, actually it'd be easier to demonstrate. So here, if I do this, right, watch what happens. Oh wait, it works, right? Okay, so if you put a ceiling on it, my bad, you open it, it should be normal. Whoops, dang it. You open it and it should be normal, but if you close it, I think this block will pop out. Yes, and that is because the block update mechanism is basically a diagonal block. If a diagonal block is powered, it'll extend the piston if the piston is provided a block update. So this is basically a block update detector, and the moment this piston received the current, it just extended it right away. So you don't want that. So instead, you have to take the long route and wire it up here so it's not pointing at that block, and then it'll work. So now let's fix this and give it a block update. Here we go. There we go. And let's fix that. Okay, so that's the basic piston door. Now another problem some of you guys might run into is basically when... Okay, so here was my dilemma. If you can... So first you have to unextend these when you're opening the door, right? You have to unpower this, so let's give that 0 delay, and then unpower this, so that let's give it 1 delay, right? Now that's all dandy, right? But once you have to close it again, you have to extend this first, so let's give that 0 delay, and then you have to extend this, so let's give that 1 delay. Now, do you sort of see the problem here? Yeah, you probably do. Anyway, I was a noob then. Hopefully you guys don't run into this problem. If you do, well, here's a solution. But basically, if you power these two sides, it doesn't matter at all, because you can just set this to our theoretical 0 and this one to our theoretical 1, and it'll open fine. But then when it closes, because these pistons won't be touching these two blocks which are powering the pistons, they won't extend. So if you understood that, I guess. Anyway, so that's your basic survival friendly piston door. Another thing, if you want a 2x2, which is also pretty useful, it's not that hard either. Basically, instead of this setup, you would have the wiring, you would have the power for these two pistons come from above and below, and yeah. So I'm going to end this here. Well, no, not quite end. I'm going to show you how to build it first. And we'll... Jeez, I don't know what I'm doing, do I? Okay. I'm going to show you guys a 2x2 version, and that'll be it. So I'll see you when I've built a 2x2 version. So I'm back again, and I've created the 2x2 this time right here. As you can see from its size, or the size I had to cover up, it's a bit larger. I did this one in a rush. I wasn't really trying to compact it, but here it is. These are probably the two most survival friendly doors, like the ones that you would create the most. Anyway, here's the redstone for it. Doesn't look very neat. Again, I rushed this one, I'll admit it. So it's basically doubling up this design, except you have to move the wiring for those two pistons, these two. You have to move those to the top and the bottom instead of one side. So if we can't really rip out the top here, but we can take that out, and that should give us a pretty good view. Did that break anything? No, good. Alright, so as you can see, that's what it does. And what we have here, under these pressure plates, we've got a line of redstone. Same thing as over there, except we've got it running all the way over here to a T flip-flop. I changed the T flip-flop a bit since Izuma's was acting up a bit. This is a turbocharged one. So the power comes out and it runs over here to this side. This side has 3 ticks of delay. Also comes over here to this side with 3 ticks of delay, and runs over here with 1 tick of delay for the bottom two pistons. Now, this side is normal. I just have this set up to balance it out with the other one, because the other one is special. So the other one has this set up, but to provide power to the top two pistons, these two, you have to run it from the ceiling, and from the ceiling I just did a sloppy wiring, so it comes up to this torch, and this torch delivers the power up here, and these repeaters provide delay so that the power comes up here before it goes to these pistons. So again, same concept, except I provide power to the top two and the bottom two. Those are our theoretical 0-tick delays before I provide power to the side pistons. So, spazzy jumping there. So yeah, let me fix this up and I'll show both of them one more time. Oh no, will I make it? Yes, I will. Alright, so close, open. Again, not the fastest, not the biggest, but they're good enough. So, and they're also things you would actually build in survival. I mean, I think the only 3x3 door you would need in survival is like the Ethos style hollow middle. But other than that, you wouldn't really need a 3x3 door. Besides, getting the middle piston to getting the middle block to retract would be a pain in the butt trying to wire. So simplicity doors. And so that's it. I will see you guys next time. Bye.